him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack-a-magob, everybody. It's time for the only news that matters. And Sebastian Bach has apparently taken issue with Skid Row's bassist Rachel Bolan. His recent claim that 98% of the band's debut album was written before Bach joined Skid Row. In December of 2023 interview with Radio Forest, Rachel was asked if it's true that 1989's Skid Row LP was completely written and done before Sebastian came into the group and laid down his vocals on it. Rachel responded, "Yeah, pretty much, all except for a couple of things here and there. But I would say about 98% were written and done for sure." He added that that's the way it just worked out. Snake and I, when we first met, we just started writing songs. We each had our own band and we didn't commit to a band. And we each did our gig and whatever, but we'd get together and write songs. And then once we saw like, wow, these songs are really cool, let's put something together and just start playing them for people. And that's how Skid Row was born. It was kind of like 2 or 3 step process. And so Snake and I just ended up the main songwriters. It's not to say that we didn't want anyone else's contribution, because that's not the case. And you know, as soon as you start playing an idea for guys, whether they like it or not, whether it's good idea or bad, because sometimes I think I have the next Stairway to Heaven, and I'll bring it to rehearsal and everyone's like, and just don't like it. And oh, that hurts. But it is what it is. All 5 of you have to get off on it for it to become a Skid Row song. Bach addresses Bolan's comments during his February 24th solo concert in Minnesota. After performing the song Making a Mess from the Skid Row album, Sebastian told the crowd, You might read online my old bass player and my old guitar player. Oh, we came up with 98% of this shit. Well, if you look at the credits, I co-wrote that last song. I'll have you know, I co-wrote these lyrics. I co-wrote the lyrics to 1, 2, baby, what you do, 3, 4, let me show you the door. You're better off dead if making a mess of me. 5, 6, take your last lick. 7, 8, I'm gonna give it to you straight. It's like fucking Shakespeare. There are some rhyming couplets and that I had just laid on you. All right, yeah. Rachel says 98%, and then Bach has to let you all know, wait a second, I contributed to 1 song on that album. So I guess, say, 90%? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Making a Mess was written, and, you know, he came up with a couple lines. Now, according to Rachel, on the Decibel Geek podcast, when they did an episode on Albums Unleashed, and they interviewed Rachel Bolan for the first Skid Row album, he said the only thing Sebastian Bach did on the Making a Mess song is add the word Kalamazoo. That's it. Not those lines that Sebastian is telling you he did. But even if he did do those lines, it's about 90%, dude. You know, and I looked at the credits on the other 2 Skid Row albums. He only gets 1 co-write credit on the first album. On Slave to the Grind, he helped Sabo, you know, Snake and Bolan. He helped write Slave to the Grind with those 2 guys. And then, let's see, I think that's it. No, Wasted Time. Snake, Bolan, and Bach. And I think there is another one. Yes, In a Darkened Room. All right, there you go. All cool songs. But, you know, who knows how much Bach, if he only had something to do with that making a mess by just saying Kalamazoo, then it's kind of like, what if Rachel's right? Then he probably just came up with a little bit of this. All right, now we go into Subhuman Race. I love this album. And Sebastian Bach helped write Fire Sign with Rachel Bolan, Scotty Hill, and Dave the Snake Sabo. And Beat Yourself Blind with Scotty Hill, Bolan, and Snake. Awesome tune. Fire Sign, whatever, man. Beat Yourself Blind, I love. And what else? Face Against My Soul. Sebastian Bach, Bolan, Sabo, and Afuso. Awesome, underrated drummer. And I believe that's it. 2 great songs, 1 okay song. Face Against My Soul, I dig. But, this guy actually thinks he's going to get back in Skid Row. He said it not too long ago. And then he says stuff like this. It's like, dude, all right, it's not 98%. It's 90%. Come on, Personally, I don't really care if he goes back to Skid Row because I love that new singer, Eric Gronwall. He's amazing. Badass. And I love the last album, man. Gang's All Here is awesome. I'm going to rank the Skid Row albums, and I'll let you know how much I like Gang's All Here. All right. At number 7, at the very bottom, I don't like this album at all. Revolution Per Minute. I was pretty bummed by it. I'm the supporter of Skid Row, man. And I supported him with Solinger. And this was a huge letdown. All right, number 6. I don't think a lot of people will agree with this. Their biggest selling album, the first album, Skid Row. Not a big fan of it. Yeah, I dig Big Guns. I thought Piece of Me was pretty damn good. And Making a Mess, the song that Sebastian wrote. Those are the only 3 decent songs on there. That's why it's so low on my list, because at number 5, Thick Skin, it's not a great album either, but it has more songs on there that I like. There's a beautiful ballad. Let me punch that up. What's the name of that song? There's a beautiful ballad called One Light I really liked. I liked Thick as the Skin. I dug that tune. I dug Lamb and Hitting a Wall. So, I like more songs off this than the original Skid Row album. All right. The first Skid Row album. All right, number 4, the last album. Gang's All Here, man. I love it. And I've lived with it long enough. What's it been, a year already? And I don't think there's a bad song on it. The Gang's All Here would probably be my least favorite. Don't hate it, but I think the rest of the album is better. My favorite song on the album is Not Dead Yet. But man, the songs like When the Lights Come On, Tear It Down, October Song, gorgeous, awesome tune that I absolutely love. Hell or High Water, Resurrected, awesome album. I love it. Now these are albums I love. All right, number 4. Wait, no, at number 3, I'm sorry. That was number 4. At number 3, it's not really an album, but I combined them both because they released 2 EPs with Johnny Solinger. The last things they did with Johnny Solinger, which is United World Rebellion. Man, add those 2 together, it's an awesome album because they're two half albums. So let's just say it's an album. They should release it as one album. It's so killer. It's a killer album. Check out the song Let Go. That song rules. There's a lot of good stuff on there. All right, at number 2, Subhuman Race, man. Their last album, 95, criminally underrated, went under the radar. Nobody cared for Skid Row at the time. I thought it was very heavy. My favorite Skid Row song is on it, Eileen. And I also love, the whole thing. Beat Yourself Blind, Face Against the Soul, Remains to Be Seen is awesome. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, that's number 2. And number 1, Slave to the Grind, man. That's the album that made me a Skid Row fan. Because that first Skid Row came out, I didn't care at all. I didn't even buy the album. I never heard the album. All I heard was Youth Gone Wild, 18 in Life, and I Remember You, and that was enough for me to stay away from it. And then when I saw monkey business on the video, I was like, damn, that's really damn good. And then they made a video for Slave to the Grind, and I was like, fuck that, I'm buying this album. This kicks ass. And I went out and bought it. 2 versions. The one was Get the Fuck Out and Beggar's Day. I bought them both. But I love this album, man. Living on a Chain Gang, Riot Act, Mud Kicker. Oh my God. Quicksand Jesus, The Threat. Awesome. Awesome, awesome album. And that is it. That is the ranking of my Skid Row's album. What would be your ranking? Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. And also, what do you think of this 98% crap that Sebastian was talking about? And please, everybody, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would really appreciate if you do that and click that little notification bell. That would be awesome. And hey, like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.